Everyone, how's it going? It's Aki again, back with another Clash of Clans video. In today's video, we're going into minimum equipment, but before we do that, I did want to announce I am going to be giving away a Prince Mysterio skin for this video. All you got to do to enter is be subscribed, like this video, drop one comment to get one entry. That's it. It's going to be open for 24 hours, and you only get a max of one entry. So you only got to comment once, and then the winner will be announced after tomorrow night's video. So just give it 24 hours, and it'll be in the community tab. But now, when we get into terms of equipment and the minimal levels, guys, you already see the text on the screen. Please, God, no, do not upgrade the Barbarian Epic. Even after it's buff, it's not really worth it to put any more ore into it. There's better equipment for the king, and that's what we're going to move on to. So I'll see you guys there. In terms of the Earthquake boots, I would say they're fine at level 1 because you get the max 8 tiles, but if you want to pair them up, say with the spiky ball, I think it's best at max level, especially if you're at Town Hall 17. But then I'm also looking at you lower level players. Yeah, I shouldn't say lower level. Yeah, lower Town Hall players. Level 6 is also fine. You get some solid base stats, and they pair well with, say, the Giant Gauntlet, Rage Vial, and then even the Spiky Ball at lower levels. So level 6 is what you should aim for. If you can't invest any more ore, once you can, go to level 18. Those are the 3 levels you need to keep track of. I hope that helps, but let's go check out the Rage Vial. The Rage Vial, level 1, is still pretty decent. You get the plus 120% damage increase, but for most Town Halls, I'd say level 9 is the minimum because you get a damage per second increase of 60. The damage increase is plus 140%, but then you also get a really nice HP recovery increase of 780. So I think, honestly, I'd recommend level 9, but if you feel like you just have no ores at all, you can still use it at level 1, which has some solid base stats, but for most, again, Town Halls, level 9 is the minimum, so let's stick with that. But then I'll see you guys now at the Giant Gauntlet. For the Giant Gauntlet, I would say level 15. It works great throughout all the Town Halls. Its ability duration at that point is 15 seconds. You get a 40% incoming damage reduction, but then you also get 32 self-healing per second, which are great stats, so I would argue level 15. One thing I would also say is if you're ever just like, man, Aki, I just don't have the ores. Can I just do like level 12 or something? Yes, you can. Level 15 is just a base we use for different Town Halls and just like kind of get the best average, but don't worry too much. Like level 12 is still pretty decent, but for me, my recommendation is level 15. But don't worry, I know how important ores truly are and that it can be difficult, but stick with level 15 and you'll be fine. Now let's go discuss the Spiky Ball. For me, the Spiky Ball is the easiest one. Level 18 is a great one to have at all Town Halls, but the main thing I want to say, as you get higher and higher in Town Hall levels and you want to pair this up with, say, like the Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball or the Vamp Stash, I would take this to max level. Then you can hit the most targets at 9, and it just works the best with all of its stats. You have to max it out, sadly, once you get higher up, but for a good target, level 18 is fine, and I'll see you guys now at the Vamp Stash. The Vamp Stash, I would say level 12, you get 200 heal per hit, and then you also get a very solid 16% attack speed increase. I think this is great, but I do want to mention something about the Vamp Stash. I think it's great at lower Town Halls, but as you get to higher Town Halls, I would say, yeah, sure, max it, but I really don't think it's that useful at the higher Town Halls. So if you're stay at like Town Hall 12, 13, 14, I'll throw in Town Hall 15. You can leave it at level 12. I would not invest much more into it. I would leave it there, and then in case, say, it gets even more of a buff, then you can start leveling it up. But for right now, I think level 12 is the minimum you need, but that's probably the minimum I would keep it at, too. I would not max it out any further than that. But now, let's talk about one of my favorites, a Snake Bracelet, but it's actually going to be surprising the answer you hear from me. I know. Who put that? Who put the text there? Come on, what? No, I'm just joking around. But the Snake Bracelet is an epic piece of equipment, but for most players, I would not invest any ore into it. I don't feel like it's really valuable for you free-to-play players especially, so I would not recommend putting any ores into it right now. But if you're a player like me that spent some money and got this maxed out, it is actually a pretty decent piece of equipment in my opinion. I love it. I think it works great in hard mode because there's so much more extra damage there. It can really be useful for your king to take some extra tanking from these snakes that get spawned up. So for me, I do like it, but for most players, I think do not invest too many ores. But now, let's move over to the Archer Queen. The Archer Puppet's actually not that bad compared to the Bard Puppet. Bard one sucks. This one's actually quite good for queen charges. I would say the minimum level required is 15 because you get some really solid base stats for the damage per second increase, which is 145, but then you get 418 for HP recovery increase. this can start actually taking over for the frozen arrow, and hence why I did want to say this one's way better than the barb puppet, but level 15 seems to be the best for me. Now, let's go discuss the invisibility vial. Okay, so the invisibility vial has been overshadowed by the magic mirror, but it actually doesn't get taken over by the magic mirror till level 18. Once you get the magic mirror to level 18, then you can switch from the invisibility vial to the mirror, but for a minimum level for the invisibility vial, level 9 is perfectly good. You get 6 seconds of invisibility, but then you also get 1120 extra damage during those 6 seconds of invisibility, which is crazy. So for those players that can't really level up the magic mirror, I would be like, you know what, totally fine to use the invisibility vial. It is a great piece of equipment. But now, let's go discuss that magic mirror. Mirror is pretty easy to discuss. Level 18, it's minimum. Simple as that, because that's when you get the 2 clones. And this is exactly the level that I was alluding to, takes over for the invisibility vial. After that, the magic mirror is much better, in my opinion, because those 2 clones, their stats are insane. And come on, you just get 3 archer queens out there, which is just ridiculous. But yes, level 18. Now, let's move on to the frozen arrow. For the frozen arrow, I think level 20 is the best. That's, oh sorry, not the best, but the minimum required. 140 DPS increase and then a 50% slowdown. That 50% slowdown is insane, and that's the target reason why I say level 20 is the minimum. It pairs really nicely with the invisibility vial, but then it's also great with the magic mirror. You can also now pair it up with the new action figure, which is cool too. But now let's go discuss the giant arrow, which is a little bit interesting. Giant arrow, it's listed right there. Level 15 under Town Hall 15. So if you're under Town Hall 15, you need level 15. If you're Town Hall 16 and up, so those 2 Town Halls, you need max to take out air defenses. So you need the max level giant arrow to take out max level air defenses. But if you're looking to take out max level sweepers, you only need a level 9 giant arrow. I did want to mention that because for some of you air attackers, even at low levels, you can still take out a max sweeper at a level 9 giant arrow. But now, let's move on to the healer puppet. One for me is quite easy. The healer puppet is great at level 15 because that's when you get 3 healers, but then you also get a great 32 self-healing per second, which is awesome. So the thing is here though, the next equipment we're going to talk about is the new one, the action figure equipment. I'm going to answer 2 questions when we discuss that one. When does it replace the healer puppet? But then also, is it really that good of an equipment? So let's go discuss that. Okay, let's discuss the first question though. When does this take over the healer puppet? Well, even at level 1, you get more health recovery. But the thing is, we got to take into account, compared to the healer puppet, you actually get the giant. Yes, it's at level 1, but still, its base stats at level 1 are great. So you could replace it if you want to, but I think the minimum required is level 15. Reason being, you get 94 damage per second increase, 448 hit point increase, but then you also get a level 6 giant. The more you level it up, the better it gets, obviously. But at level 15, it is definitely usable, and you can replace the healer puppet. But if you have your healer puppet at max level, you don't have to replace it right away. You can work on your action figure slowly. But remember, the magic mirror healer puppet combination was amazing. So you don't have to get your action figure up right away. Because remember, your healer puppet can replace it at max level, at least minimum till up to level 15. Once you get over level 15 with the action figure, I would replace the healer puppet if you can. But remember, ores are at a premium, so you will still be fine if you have the healer puppet. I would not worry at all. But now, let's move over to the Minion Prince. Okay, now moving over to the Minion Prince, let's start off with this henchman puppet. I say level 12. You get a great 131 damage per second increase, but then you also get 358 health recovery. This is a great piece of equipment. I know we've had some new added and people kind of wonder, like, is it getting overshadowed? No, I still think it is great, but level 12 is my minimum required for this. But now, let's move over to the Dark Orb. In terms of the Dark Orb, one of my favorite pieces of equipment in the entire game, and I mean that, but it's great at level 12. You get 13 seconds of its ability lasting, but then you also get the key, which is the 40% slowdown. That's the important one. It works great in air armies, but it also works great in ground armies. Seriously, one of the most versatile piece of equipment in the game, and I love it. So now, let's move over to the metal pants, and then we'll discuss the brand new Noble Iron. You're going to be like, Aki, you're playing with me. Level 12 again for the metal pants? Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. Works great. Reason being, the ability duration, again, 13 seconds, but the key indicator is the 62% damage reduction. That is great and really, really high. And it works well with a bunch of different armies, you could say, but I'm still kind of withholding some judgment against it because I still do really prefer the Dark Orb and the Henchman Puppet combination as my number one for the Minion Prince. The Metal Prince works great with the next pair of equipment that we're going to be talking about, which is the Noble Iron. I think they work together great, but for right now, I think level 12 is the minimum required. Probably like you're pulling my leg, but yes, level 12 again. The reason for this is when you get 6 total shots, but then you also get moved up to the 10.5 radius, and then the crazy increase of 630 damage per shot. And the Noble Iron goes to level 18, but that's when you only get 7 total shots. So at level 12, you already get the 6, and then an insane 630 damage per shot, which is totally fine. So the Noble Iron, level 12, works great with the Metal Pants. But now, let's move over to the Warden. Now for the Warden, the OG Eternal Tome, one of my favorites in the game, really close to the Dark Orb, but I still have to kind of almost put this at number 1 just because it's been here for so long. The minimum level is level 9. The reason for that is you get 6.5 seconds of invisibility then, or invincibility I should say, which is just spectacular, and it works at any town hall. Top to bottom, it's the most used Warden equipment, so yes, the minimum level for me is level 9, works great. But now, let's go talk about the Healing Tome. Healing Tome, it was actually kind of crazy when I was researching this. The reason the 19 seconds are in all caps is because at level 12, you get 19 seconds of ability duration with the 120 healing per second. That is totally fine. It works well with Root Riders, works well with Dragons, any kind of army with this, be it air or ground, is great with the Healing Tome. So a minimum level of 12 is perfectly fine. But now, let's move over to the Life Gem. On to the Life Gem. This is fine at level 15 for the minimum. Reason being, you get the prior stats maxed out level 18, 960 HP increase. Now that it's been buffed though, you get at level 18, 1050 HP increase, which is just ridiculous. So I would say max it out, but if you're at level 15, it's totally fine. Now, let's move over to the Fireball. Now, the Fireball, again, one of the most fun equipments to see in game, but it has a really high minimum level at 24. The reason for this is when you get the 6 tile radius. Because of the buff, or sorry, not the buff, the nerf, the level 18 to 24 range is when you get a decreased tile radius. So for most town halls, level 24 is great. If you're at lower town halls, like town hall 14, 15, even 13, it still is okay from levels 18 to 24, but for higher town hall levels, you really do need the minimum of 24 when you get the 6 tile radius, which is unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. Now, let's move on, sadly, to the Lava Loon Puppet. Spoiler alert, hot garbage. Trying to be funny here, guys. Just don't put any ore into it. I regrettably took it to level 14, and I actually am upset at myself. But if you want, you get the second Lava Loon Puppet at level 9, even if I do think they are going to buff this equipment because it deserves it, because it just sucks right now. I don't want to say that, but I hate just pooping on equipment, but it really is not good, and it does not beat out any of the Warden equipment. So until it gets buffed, do not please put any ore into it. Now let's move over to the last Warden equipment, which is the Rage Gem. Last but certainly not least, the Rage Gem. I'd say the minimum level for this one is level 15, where you get the 45% damage increase for 19 seconds. That is enough for any kind of attack you want to do. Really, the Rage Gem is used more so I've seen with Dragons, but then also great for Rocket Loon Fireball when you are doing a Warden charge. I've seen people do that with Super Witches. You can do that with the Thrower Troop when you run, like, say, double, like the Life Gem and the Life Gem. You can do the double gem version with that walk in the throwers. They are spectacular to use. I've done that with Super Bowlers, but level 15 being the minimum for the Rage Gem. An awesome piece of equipment. But now, let's move over, finally, to our last hero, the Royal Champion. Royal Gem, sorry about it. Just don't put any ore into it. It's just not really worth it. It's not even that bad. We used to do a dive before the Electro Boots came out, when it was the Royal Gem and Haste. It worked pretty well, but for right now, in this state of game, I would not put any ore into it. Please don't. It's just not required, and there's better pieces of equipment for the Royal Champion. Now, let's move over to the Hog Puppet. Why is it level 15 for the Hog Puppet? Well, that's when you get 9 hogs, but then you also get them at level 9. That is great for most town halls. This used to be one of the most popular Royal Champion equipments before it got nerfed, but even after the nerf, it is still really good, and it pairs well with a lot of pieces of equipment for the Royal Champion. Works great with the Electro Boots, works well with the Haste Vial, but I think level 15 is the minimum. Now, let's move over to the Seeking Shield. Sometimes here's some hate on the Seeking Shield. Its minimum required level for me is level 15, but it's actually not that bad. At lower level town halls, it can actually snipe out, like, say, cannons and some archer towers. Even at, like, obviously higher town halls like Town Hall 17 too, you can get the lone archer tower cannon out. But the thing with this, though, is it really pairs nicely with the rocket spear. It allows a rocket spear to take less shots at most defenses, hence why it is still usable even at higher town hall levels. But level 15 is still required, which I know is high for a common piece of equipment that's not rarely used as much, say, as like the electro boots. But hey, what can you do? Now, let's move over to the haste vial. Haste vial, I say level 15 is totally fine for the minimum for this equipment because you get 100% attack speed increase at this level, but then you also get it to last for 9.5 seconds, which is actually kind of crazy. It works great with the hog puppet, like I said before, but level 15 is great. Now, let's move on to the electro boots. For me, this one's a little bit of a two-parter. This is one of the best pieces of equipment in the game, bar none. But level 15, I'd say, is the minimum for, like, say, Town Hall 16 and 17. But that's because you get the 170 aura damage and 33 self-healing. This equipment for me, though, at Town Hall, like, say, 14 and below is totally okay at level 9, even at Town Hall 15, because I have a Town Hall 14 and 13 account. I have a mini Town Hall 15, which is terrible, but I haven't really played that much on it. But I have my electro boots at level 9. I played and tested quite a bit, and it worked really well at level 9 too. Even for some of you Town Hall 16 players and don't want to hear it, seriously, I have a Town Hall 16, and it worked well at level 9. So I just want to kind of give those for those people that haven't really had the enough ores to put it in to max out the electro boots. You don't need to. Minimum, I'd say level 15 to be safe. Those are the stats that you see here on screen. But level 9, I've play tested a bunch, and in my opinion, can also still be used. Now, however, let's move over to the last piece of equipment we have to talk about, which is the rocket spear. Now, for the last piece of equipment, there's not any stats you see here because I want to discuss two different things. Level 9 is for Town Hall 14 players and below. For Town Hall 15 players and up, I would recommend a minimum level of 18 for the rocket spear. If you can, for this piece of equipment, I would max it out. It truly is that good. I know you're dealing with the electro boots as well to upgrade, but this is seriously that dang strong at max level. But for minimum levels, again, for Town Hall 14 and below, level 9. For Town Hall 15 players and up, level 18. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if I did a good job because this is my first time ever doing the minimum levels for equipment style video. If I did a good job, please do let me know and like that video because it does help me a bunch. Remember though, I am giving away a Prince Mysterio skin. All you got to do to enter is be subscribed, like this video, drop one comment to get one entry. It's only going to last 24 hours and all the rules will be in the pinned comment and description of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.